Good week. Good last practice just finished up. We'll have walkthrough tomorrow, but thought the guys came back from our bye week refreshed and a lot of good work in this week. Leaving some more things than we usually do to get our guys prepared and get our guys improved and to get our guys ready. So looking forward to Saturday, homecoming and Big Ten opportunity, bringing in Rutgers. Questions?
I guess do you expect health-wise guys like Reese and Juan?
Yeah, Reese for sure. Not sure about Juan yet. So, but Reese for sure. He's been out there every day, and feel good about that. And most of the other guys too that were dinged up. I feel like they've got a chance to get rested and get a lot of rehab in. Even the guys that maybe weren't feeling, they still might have been playing, but they were a little dinged. It gave them a chance to get healthier.
Michelle Riggins is
not sure on him yet.
Sure.
Yeah, so his is going to be more long term. Looks like.
Michael said on Monday that one of the things that Coach DeBoer has done a lot with him is basically put him in positions to fail in practice. Give him a look that's not right, a play call that he knows isn't correct for the situation because he's challenging Michael to recognize that stuff. Are there examples that stand out in your mind as Michael's gotten more comfortable with the offense where maybe you've seen that and you've seen Michael handle it well? Well,
I would say, first of all, I mean, it takes a confident young man to approach it that way, but I think it is the right way to do it because if you there's a fine line between challenging them in practice and developing confidence within them, especially a young guy. But it just shows his core confidence is at a high level. He's able to, have those challenging situations, maybe not always executing the right way in practice, but it makes it easier in the game. And that's what you want to get to, but having a young guy, you're trying to balance that. And I think Coach is taking the right approach. I think it's caused him to be able to perform at a high level on game day. Sometimes he looks better. He looked better in the game than he does in practice if he's just counting, catches or execution. And that's part of the reason why, too. But you definitely always want to make it hard on your guys. Even out there today, you want to put them in those tough positions and be able to make them, either side of the football, communicate the highest level on defense, execute the high level on offense. But I think there's no question that that's helped him grow faster. But I also think it just shows the core confidence that he has and his ability to have poise and to compete and to execute at a high level even during the game more so than even in a tough situation in practice.
You had mentioned on Monday about the bye week, being able to evaluate a little bit of what you've been doing so far for 5 games. And have you implemented some things just this week now?
Yeah, you go through and we, the self-scout that we did on both sides of the football and special teams that allows you to be able to, hopefully start breaking some of those tendencies in those areas, number one, and then number two, fixing the things you don't like, and sometimes it means throwing some stuff out, sometimes it means adjusting some things the way we're doing, which we've done a little bit of both of those. And so to me it's a matter of being able to continue to grow our offense since it's a new system and continue to do things that allows us to be able to build you just want to be able to have defenses as every game adds on to the next, that they got more and more they got to prepare for. More different looks, little wrinkles, things that they have to, they don't know if we're going to do it or not do it, but you have to be ready for it. And so just seeing us build that, I think that's part of the bye, helped us kind of go back and do a self-assessment of where we are. And so that's where I hope that, we definitely spend a lot of time doing that by design.
What about defensively? Because you discussed some of the defensively where you wanted to be.
Sure. Yeah, we're not. We haven't finished the way we need to finish, and so it's to me it's about execution. And that's really what it comes down to, and being able to making sure we can execute the things that we want to do, and if we can't, we got to find out why. And sometimes, like you said, you throw some stuff out, you tweak some things, you make it to where you get certain guys in certain positions that they feel more comfortable with, and then also a lot of it's just increasing the rep base of some of these young guys. There's no substitution for reps and experience, and so you create that through multiple opportunities for them to do it live in practice. So we try to do that during the bye week, and then also knowing what was ahead, who would be playing, what they were doing, and matching those two things together. But yeah, I think it's been a constant process of trying to have the right balance of multiplicity and yet high level execution.
I know as a coach you don't look at it as who's the favorite and all that, but when you go into a game where you are the prohibitive favorite, what do you want to see from your team from an execution-wise or performance-wise against that team?
Well, consistent preparation, which I think creates consistent performance. And to me, even use videos, had a thing on Tuesday talking about some elite guys and how they approached similar opportunities. And to me, it's about how you prepare and how you perform, and not who. And that, to me, is the biggest key. And I know it's somewhat cliche in a lot of regards, but that is absolutely what it has to be. And you have an expectation of how you're going to do what you do and how we're going to prepare to play at a high level. It's Big Ten football, and we're going to fight for this one. And I know that, and I believe that, and I know our guys understand that. So that's been the message all along, and we got to play at the highest level, and we got to play our very, very best.
You know, Rutgers has a couple of kids that are sitting out on red shirts that are healthy. How do you see the red shirt rules as they stand now with the 4 games in terms of, and you know, the possible manipulation of that of players that are sitting
Yeah,
out? that are
I think there's definitely, it's created some unique situations I don't think a lot of us really thought through, you know, at least I didn't think of some of these things, you know, I wasn't the one that made the rule up, thought it was a good rule, still think it's a good rule, and you know, every situation's different, and I'm not sitting here criticizing guys for those decisions, but I do know that it's unique. I mean, we've never had this before, you know, you couldn't do it in the past, and so with the new rule, it's created an opportunity where a guy has to evaluate his situation and say, okay, what do I foresee the future holding, and do I want to use this whole year or not, and you know, you support your guys, I think there's no question, but at the same time, the head coach's job is to protect your team and do what's best for the team, you know, and I know that that's a fine balance there, and you know, I'm sure those guys have had a lot of just one-on-one, man-to-man talks about that and what they're trying to do. So, but you know, those we can't control their situation, but I do know that it's kind of the reality of where we're at as a, you know, college football, you know, the way it is, the way the rules are right now, and don't necessarily see it changing anytime soon. So I think that's something we have to adapt to and have answers for, and I do see, you know. And you've seen in 2 years, you've seen it grow from year 1 to year 2. So there's no reason to believe that it's going to slow down in the future.
How would you handle a situation like that if someone came in and said, hey, I don't want to play anymore this year, knowing that they might be able to graduate and transfer to another school?
Sure. I mean, here's the bottom line. I mean, to me, you know, I think the grad transfer to me is a little bit different. But at the same time, guys, you know, like I said, I think there's a trust level that you got to sit down with guys. You know, you sit down with them, you talk to them man to man, face to face, and you talk it through. And my approach is usually, and it has been and will be going forward, is that, hey, I need guys that are all in. You know, I need coaches that are all in, I need players that are all in. And if you can't be all in, then there would be a little bit of a, you know, a challenge with that. And to me, to be able to say, I want guys that are locking arms, and I get it. Everybody's got their own, you know, in this sport, you got 120 guys on your team, and you got a lot of individuals, but my focus always has been, hey, when the team performs at a high level, the individuals get recognized. And when the individuals put themselves first and make it about them, that's why LEO is such a big deal to us. We intentionally say, you know, LEO is a program philosophy that it's not about me, because I don't care who gets the credit, you know. But we're all individually driven, and then these guys have things, the goals that they have, and so that's why they get to sit down and just talk it through. And then when there's trust there within, you know, both ways, then you can have a man-to-man talk about it. And what I don't like is guys just making these decisions and then they just walk away. And you know, sometimes you don't even know. You know, I've been here for a few years. We've had guys who've decided to just take advantage of that, and they never communicate with me. And I have a hard time with that. You know, I just think, hey, just sit down. We'll talk it through. And if this isn't the best fit for you, then that's how I would approach it. You know, and just be able to, because I want to help these men grow and say, hey, this is how you handle issues moving forward. It may happen on your job one day. You don't just walk away. You know, you sit down with the people that you're responsible to and who you work for, or and when you're on the job one day. And I want to teach them how to be a man and how to handle it. And sometimes you just got to, you know, at the end of the day, you know, guys got to make decisions. And I respect those. And you know, we're going to love you regardless, but we are going to teach you about life.
You talked about Juan, not being sure about him. CO played a little bit more.
Yeah.
Michigan State game. Is he a guy that's still 4-game role type, or is it?
Well, I tell you what, no, I think he's going to be, you know, he's going to play. And I was very encouraged by his play, very encouraged by his week this week. I think he's a really good football player. That his best football is ahead of him. He's very strong. He's learning technique, and I was extremely encouraged. So, yeah, I think he's a guy that you never know. Right now the plan is to play him.
How much has he grown just from camp?
Oh, a lot. You know, I mean, like I said, just a few years ago, he was playing rugby. You know, he's not a long season football guy. So just the techniques and all the things that he's learning I think that's why he's improved more. But he is very strong, especially in his lower body. When his upper body catches up, he'll be even better. But it's just the technical part of it, you know. So he's improved a lot since fall camp, and he showed flashes then, but it's the consistency is what he's really improved on. And same with John King. You know, he's flashed, and he's going to continue to come along. And C.J. Person's another guy. We're trying to build this. We got a lot of good young guys that just need more reps, and so we're trying to get those guys more involved and help them just be as a unit, just kind of be a committee of guys that can all play and get quality reps.
Last year was Stevie Scott. Has there been anybody this year that I did not see this coming, playing that well?
You know, I would say, you know, Stevie was the one that's kind of really, in all my years, that might have been one of the bigger surprises. But I would say David Ellis coming in here. I mean, I really felt like that he had a really good skill set, but he impressed me from the start of fall camp on, and probably more so in the area of his route running. You know, we knew he was running back, had those natural instincts with the ball in his hand, but the ability to get in and out of his breaks and how natural he is and how smooth he is and how he reacts to the ball, man, yeah, he's been the biggest surprise to me in a positive way, and I think he's a very gifted player.
Any homecoming traditions? Anything you guys do? Or
Well, you know, we just get our alumni back, and then we got, you know, really excited about, you know, the guys that we can get back to be with us, and that's probably the biggest thing. We're trying to cut out the distractions, you know, so we just try to, you know, it's the next big game for us, and obviously a lot of great things coming on campus, but we don't get too involved with those.
Tom, what is the experience of coaching your own son been like for you?
It continues to be, you know, a thrill. You know, I mean, sometimes I step back and just, you know, like just the other day, you know, when I was this past weekend, we were able to, you know, go spend some time together out. He was with me when I recruited, you know, at a couple games, and just. Because basically this is kind of really the bottom line. So if he's going and playing somewhere else, you're never with him at all. So you really got one extreme or the other. And so it can be challenging and it can be hard. But I just choose to focus on the blessing that it is, and where the opportunity is really tremendous for us to be together. Because once he graduates and moves on and has his own future, then it's never the same, you know. And so I just want to make sure we cherish the time that we have. And we had a great weekend together last weekend, and we're going to cherish those moments.
You still follow the no football around the dinner table?
We do. My wife is good about enforcing that, you know, and she reminds us all the time. We don't want position meetings at the dinner table, you know. So, but that was hard for me at first, and so I'm trying to be very strict on that.
And he talks about going out with you on Thursday nights.
Yes.
What's that like for you?
You know, it's just truly father-son time, you know, and sometimes my wife joins us and make it a true family time. But it's just put football aside, and you're my son, I'm your dad, and let's just talk about class, let's talk about life, and just the things that matter to us, you know, so our faith and all those things. So I just feel like that it's just a really special time. I'm really glad we started doing that.
Do you see yourself in him?
Oh, there's no question. Yeah, I mean, I think as a parent, we all see, you know, the good and the bad, you know. So, but yeah, there's no doubt some of the mannerisms he has, and even, you know, my brother even says the way he plays, you know, reminds him of the way I played and move around and stuff. So, but yeah, it's there's no question. He gets it honest.
future coach, maybe? Or no?
He does. He tells me that's what he wants to do. So I say, well, you know what it's all about. You've seen the good and the bad and all the moving and all the different things that we've been through. So, but he'll know full well what he's getting into if that's the route he chooses to go.